なるだと
笑わせるな。水高速魔法海蛇の干ばく。
Commoners versus nobles is a pretty usual thing that happens in many shows that take place in an elite school setting, or even sometimes a series that focuses on discrimination between commoners and nobles. Yet this is a topic that I haven't really seen done on YouTube, so I decided to be the one, to take on a title like this and showcase to you all some pretty badass or neat moments when a noble underestimated a commoner for looking weak. But of course, there is always a twist that comes afterwards, which really excites me. So if you enjoyed the video, then please do me a favor and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. I also have a second and third channel where I use my VTuber to upload banger content that is not top 10 related, so I ask you all to please support me there too. And without keeping you all waiting, let us get started with the video.
よろしくお願いします。
対するこの騎士団先方シャルルアルボ
Spirit Chronicles is actually a series currently airing for the summer 2021 season that heavily focuses on the main character Ryo being a commoner or orphan who joins an elite school full of nobles. He gets trash-talked on a daily basis by others who underestimate him, but that just happens a lot as the nobles are very confident and think highly of themselves more than others. Of course, when Ryo finally takes on his revenge battle against the man who tortured him at a very young age, that was definitely a good feeling all around.
学院代表リオ。私の負けだ。
ありがとうございました。
すごいなるだと
笑わせるな。水高速魔法
My boy Asta from Black Clover, the boy who was born without magic, wishes and aims to become the next Wizard King, who is basically the strongest being with magic powers. Of course, this series has many nobles from the Magic Knight Squadron, and Asta is a character who gets trashed on a lot because the nobles believe he has no power at all to withstand them. But they just don't realize that he has anti-magic capabilities thanks to his grimoire and devilish powers that lie within him.
そこまでにしておけ。シルバ家の者たちよ。
お互い苦労するな。
おい、貴様だ貴様。
悪いな。魔力が小さすぎて目に入らなかった。
早くしねえと神々するや。
Misfits of Demon Lord Academy. On the very first day of school or entrance ceremony, of course, you had to run into a noble guy who thinks he is better than you without even getting to know you at all. Nobody knows that Anos was a demon lord from his previous life, and to make such an epic first impression on himself, he shows his power and no mercy to those who stand in his way. That is truly an epic sequence to teach those trash talkers a lesson.
俺は蘇生の魔法。
一度死んだ気分はギブアップする気になったか？
調理手順を足してみただけだろ。決まりだぜ。やはりお前は当月には不要な存在だ。
Yukihira Soma is a young boy who works at a little diner alongside his dad, but after his dad decided to shut down the restaurant for some time, it was time for Soma to leave and join an elite cooking school that was said to be very hard, right? I mean, for Soma, being a commoner who works at a diner, it must be pretty difficult. Well, not quite, as this is a story of how a commoner like Soma climbs his way by beating the strongest and elite students to claiming the top spot in the entire school. Boy, what an adventure this was. I goddamn miss Food Wars so much.
このあんかけが何だって言うんだ。調理手順を足してみただけだろ。
The Irregular at Magical High School. While the school is quite prestigious indeed, there are the irregular students and the honor students, as they both don't really get along. Irregulars being a low class below the honor students and are often very underestimated or trashed on. It happens a lot, but for Shiba's case, he is indeed more powerful than ever, especially when protecting a student from nearly getting beat down and took on a bunch of people all at once. Shiba is honestly a badass character, and he has always been this way for a very, very long time.
なぜかストジャミングの中で魔法が使える。
命に別状はない。ただ
首に傷のある兵士は。
Young Blackjack is a series about a talented young surgeon named Hazama who has special types of surgeon skills and is capable of things no other doctor can. He does operations on, people from Yakuza, members to presidents, and charges a lot of money to those guys to pretty much remove their wealth and do them a favor, since rich people in the series are pretty much seen in a very negative way. Yet his abilities are often underestimated. He cares deeply to people and is committed to save a life whenever necessary, even if there's a goddamn war behind it.
気がついたかい。捕まってからどれぐらい経ったのかな。さあ。
肉体的ダメージを与えず、体力のみを削り合う戦いだ。
Rockudai Kishi takes place in an elite school setting which follows Ikki, who is the F-ranked blazer in the school. Yes, being the worst rank in the school is indeed a commoner, and that is when he is challenged to a duel by a high-ranked student named Stella Vermilion after seeing her naked in her room. Ikki has special abilities no one else has that allow him to excel during battle, to analyze his opponents and recognize their skill by just looking at them, and this allows him to take on very strong opponents.
大好きな騎士をバカにするな。よし、ここまで来れば大丈夫ね。なんで私があんたとの約束を守らなきゃならないの？うん。
どこ行った？出てこいクソガキ！
さっきのは嘘よ。
The grandfather of all isekai anime, Jobless Reincarnation is one of a kind of an isekai series. Rudis, who is the main character of the series, is capable of learning magic at a very young age at an advanced rate, which allowed him to get a very hot tutor named Roxy and become a tutor himself to a noble family with a very troublesome girl named Iris, who underestimated his ability at the very start. That is until she sees what he is capable of despite being younger than her.
ここで働いてもいいってことですか？ふん、様はいらないわ。エリスでいい？貴様、貴様、貴様、貴様、貴様、貴様。
The famous wise man's grandchild had to be on this list, as Shin Wolford is a commoner with high skill of magic as a young child after being reincarnated and attends an elite school to where he faces troublesome nobles. One noble wishes to take the hands of Sicily to be his wife, while Shin also thinks the same way. Of course, nobles always lose in scenarios like this, but after the trash talker gets controlled by a demon and went berserk, he still loses with that much power in him.
俺初めて人を。
だい、それ。
Truly, nothing is better than learning piano and calligraphy during intense situations like this. An elite school where the higher the class, the more noble you are, and being in a low class means you're just a mere peasant, right? Well, not quite for our boy Ayano Kuji, because he is by far one of the smartest characters in the series, with a mysterious past, and also special techniques more than others. Even when a higher classman tries to fight Ayano, he is practically, untouchable. All you need to do is play the piano. I mean, how hard can that be?
あなたのこともひとまず100歩譲って仲間だと認めてあげるわ。でも私は別にあなたが必要というわけじゃなくて。
だが堀北。
Damn! After all these moments, nobles sure get their ass handed to them by commoners, which happens a lot in anime, as royalty and overconfidence can quickly backfire like, placing an Uno reverse card. So if you enjoyed the video, then please smash like to show your support, and as always, I'll catch you all in the next one.